Hello, so this weekend, or the weekend just gone, was Herts Book Festival, and I got back and I thought that I would share with you what I got up to at the book festival. So let's start the video with how I prepared for the festival. So there was a few things that I did to get ready for it. So the most obvious thing was ordering books that I could sell at the festival. So I ordered these. I published through Ingram Spark so that my books are global, but I also had them on KDP, which is Amazon, and they usually are faster to get them here in time. So I needed to get them. So I thought I'd just get some extra ones, but to add to my stock, because being a 2-day festival, I was a little bit worried that I might sell more books than normally because there's 2 opportunities for people to buy. So I ordered the books, and unfortunately Amazon delivered them on a day where it was absolutely pouring with rain in the UK, like everything got soaked. So I got home from work, found my parcel, unpacked it all, and it was just damaged. I was really worried, like, what would Amazon do about it? So I straight away took pictures of the state the box had arrived in. Literally, it was falling to pieces in my hands. I took some pictures trying to show where the paper was damp, and some of the pages gone wrinkly from the water damage. So I tried to get some pictures to try and show that. And then I went on Amazon to do a return to say, unfortunately, these books arrived and they are like a mess. I couldn't sell them to anyone. There was no way I could sell them to people. I would feel embarrassed, and they just weren't. I would be disappointed to get them. I was disappointed to receive them, so there's no way I could sell them. But yeah, Amazon seemed to be pretty straightforward. They've done the return, but for some reason the return money is pending. It's been pending almost a month now for that money to go in the account. But I think everything's good. It says that they've accepted it and that they're doing the return. I don't know why it's pending for so long. I also, because I was in a panic, and I wanted to make sure I got back to them as soon as possible so they could see the books and what I was returning, I jumped in the car, I drove to the nearest return point and did my label and everything and sent it over. I sent it back to them in the box so they could see what it's like. So you need a lot of sellotape to hold it together because it was falling to pieces. But yeah, that's what happened with my book. So that left me in a little bit of panic, because I was like, what if I do some miraculously way manage to sell all my books and then I have nothing left to sell, and I'm there for 2 days, and at the end of day 2 was the fantasy panel, so I would have to stay there at my store with nothing to sell. So I spoke to some of my author friends, and one of them suggested, what if you bring something with you so that people could, if they order on the day there and then, you could give them a signed book plate, which is like a sticker that people can put in their book that will be signed, and something else. So I took some. I've got some magnets that I can't sell because I've got my book cover on and I haven't got the licensing to sell it, but I can give away. So I was going to take them with me to give to people if I got myself in that situation. But as you will find out in the video, I didn't get that video. I did have enough books, so that was fine. But there was just that little panic that something hadn't gone to plan that was part of me preparing for the book festival. So the second thing I did was, last time I was running low on bookmarks. So I decided that I'd need to get some more bookmarks. I was also running low on business cards. So I had a little play around with what I was going to do for my bookmarks. And in the end, I decided to make some new bookmarks like this. So this is Sky Hearts. This is my book that should be coming out later this year. And I made some bookmarks with the cover on so that people could see it to give away for free at the event. And I made the back as well based on the internal title page. So it is like a little, this is what you would get if you buy the book. So I think it's a really good way to remind people to keep an eye out for Sky Heart when it comes out. So I had that. And then when I was packing everything up, I managed to find my Ocean Heart bookmarks, which I was really pleased about because I thought I'd run out of them. So I found this. That saved me having to order more, because I suddenly realised I do have more, which I thought I had. I just couldn't find them anywhere. But then I found them in time. And I decided this time, instead of doing my business cards, I usually do business cards that are made to look like my book cover. And then on the other side, it's got my contact details. This time I decided to do something a little bit different, because it costs money to do both sides of your card, and it costs less if I do just one time. As I give them away for free, I thought this time I'll just do one card. And so what I did was this. I don't know if you can see it. I'll probably put a better image of the thing. So recently I was doing like a 100-day writing challenge. I didn't do the full 100 days. I did drop out like halfway. And what I did for the 100-day writing challenge was I worked on finishing Sky Heart. So I was doing like a edit using beta feedback from my author friend Roxy. And while I was doing that, I was posting updates on Instagram where I was up to. And in Canva, the app, I pay for the pro license, but I think this is available for people who have the free Canva. Oh, I love Canva. I swear by it. So if you haven't gone and checked it out, go have a play. It's so much fun. They've got like apps within the app. So one of the apps within the app is one called Magic Media. And what I did was when I'd like finished working on a couple of chapters and I wanted to update people on Instagram like how the editing was going, where I was up to with the story, I put like a little description of the chapter, like where it was, like what had happened sort of thing. And they've got this, the Magic Media app is AI generated, and it generates an image based on the prompt. So my chapter was the prompt for the AI. So I got some really cool images that that sort of like could support what my story was about. So it's made it fun and like a visual way to be able to talk about my story and show people without obviously giving away the story, because it's still being worked on. I don't want people to have like the draft yet. So that was brilliant. And I thought I'd put quite a lot of work into the images. I know it doesn't sound like a lot of work goes into it because you just like put a description in and then it generates the image. But I got it to regenerate several times. So what I worked out with the app, so if you do give it a go, this is what I found out, is that when you choose an image and say, yes, I like this one, and you like save it down, it remembers what you liked, and then you can get it to regenerate again. And so you can slowly sort of like get the image to adjust to what you need. And you can also tweak the words slightly to get closer to what you want. And that helped. Also with AI images, it's never quite the same as having a professional artist come and work on your, to generate the image for you, because they can be more specific and get things more accurate. And the things that AI gets wrong is you will have like kind of odd things with eyes. I found odd things with noses and mouths, and odd things with like extra fingers. That happens a lot. There was oh my god, trying to get a picture of my main character Keely in Sky Heart. She ends up with a weapon, the scythe, and that's quite an important weapon within the story, because they are the soul reapers. So they're a bit like grim reapers, but they're like crow shifters. But you can imagine, like, so the scythe that you're familiar with that the grim reaper has, that's their weapon of choice for the crows to like to come and take the shifters' souls. And so trying to get her holding a scythe was like near impossible. I can't tell you how many times I got to regenerate trying to get the girl to look like my girl and only have normal human fingers. So the one I have finally got, her head is a little bit strange. Like, I think when I can afford to get an artist to do character art, I might send them the picture saying, look, I really like how this is what's not right or what's wrong, and try to get them to recreate something in their own style. And I'm pretty sure that any artist I asked to do it would very easily be able to give me a version that has the correct numbers of fingers. And obviously I'd pick an artist because I like their style, so they'd probably adapt the image in a way that works with their style, maybe make it a bit more dynamic, because that's one of the other things I find, that there's something about AI that's not, it's just, yeah, just not quite as good as a real artist. However, it does give me something more specific than if I was trying to look through stock photos or stock images for what I wanted, because my story is specific. It's got specific characters, it's got specific weapons, so there wouldn't be anything in stock that I could use. So what I decided, because I'd created quite a few, I made it a business card, and so the little images that I've created have been put into the shape of a heart for the Soul Heart series, and there are a couple of images I generated that are for the other books as well, so that they're all kind of like captured in there. And then it's got all my contact details, my website, my social media, and everything like that is also there. So one of the first things I did to get ready for Herts Book Festival was obviously to book my place on Herts Book Festival so that they knew that I was coming and they agreed that they would have me. Then once that had all been confirmed, the next step I did was I made sure I booked into one of the local hotels, because driving to Herts is actually quite a long drive for me. It's not as long as my friend who stayed at the same hotel as me, but it was about 2-hour drive. So I didn't want to be doing that first thing in the morning on the Saturday. So I was going to drive up there on the Friday, stay Friday night, and then because there was also the festival on the Sunday, I'd also stay Saturday night and then drive home at the end on Sunday. So yeah, because I was a bit worried, like what if I got caught in traffic and then I was late, and I didn't want to be late. So that was the next thing I did. So the night before, I had to make sure that I packed my bags for staying overnight. So there was packing my bags for my store with all my books and my merch, well, you know what I mean, like my bookmarks and business cards and all that kind of stuff. And then there was packing my bag for staying in the hotel. So like my makeup, my pajamas and my clothes. But one of the things that was so much more easier this time with packing my overnight bag was the fact that I knew what I was going to be wearing for the festival. So on Temail, I designed 2 new t-shirts. So I'm wearing one of them right now. So this one says Sky Heart, the Soul Heart series. I also had Ocean Heart, exactly the same, just says Ocean Heart instead of Sky Heart, the Soul Heart series. And Ocean Heart being book 1, I wore that t-shirt for day 1, and Sky Heart being book 2, I thought it'd be cool to wear that for day 2 at the festival. So I was really excited to wear my new t-shirts. Also, because on the Friday I still had a jam-packed day of all my normal stuff, I wanted to make sure that I was wearing something that would be comfortable to wear to go travelling, but more on that in a bit. So some other things that I packed in my bag was for my table, I've got like a sort of bookshelf thing. So it's like this condensed metal frame thing that you can put books in, and then you squeeze it together to display my books. Although I am starting to think that maybe I might get a different design, because it's quite bulky to pack it in my bag, and the metal frame does hide my book cover in front a little bit, which obviously isn't great because you want people to be able to see it. But the good thing about it is that I can put my pen pot on the side, which keeps my pen handy, doesn't let it go missing, so I can sign my books for people that buy my book on the day, which is very handy. I do love my pen pot on there, so that would be something that I'd have to rethink if I did get a different book stand for my books. What else did I pack? Also my business cards, my bookmarks. I couldn't pack my tablecloth, which will bring me on to one of the people that I knew I was going to be seeing there. So in February, I did the Forward Festival, and it was the first time having a table all to myself. So I had to buy my own tablecloth, and I got this lovely mustard yellow tablecloth. But unfortunately, at the end of the day, I packed everything away from my table, and like I always get a little bit jittery at these events, like a little bit of anxiety, so I'm trying my best to like stay calm to everything. So I packed myself away and then said goodbye to everyone and left, and didn't realise that I'd left my tablecloth on the table. Not ideal. Luckily, Rachel Churcher, another author who was there, she saw that I'd left my tablecloth and had collected it up for me, and said the next time I see you at a book festival, I will return it to you. So I knew she was going to be at this event with my yellow tablecloth, so I could get it back. The first time I met Rachel Churcher was last year at Herts Book Festival 2023. It was the first time I'd met her, and it was just by chance that she had the stall next to mine, and that we were both like from Suffolk, so we were able to connect on that. She knows a lot more about the industry. She's been doing this a lot longer, and she was able to like tell me about other festivals that were like more local to me, that meant less traveling, which was fantastic. So the next event that we did together was Ston and Barnes, and then she also told me about this one in February, which she actually arranged in Bury St Edmunds, the Forward Festival. And there's like other Forward pop-up events like throughout the year, like at different places, that she's arranged, and she's done that to help like support indie authors, and I think that's amazing. And that's one of the things I do love about the indie author community, is that most of the authors that I have met have all been really supportive. I say most of, because I haven't actually met anyone that's like gatekeeping and doesn't want to share information with me, but I have heard that there are authors like that exist. I'm just fortunate enough that I've not ran into them. Everybody I have met has been supportive and encouraging towards me, wanted to share like what's working for them, what they're finding more challenging, so that we can all work together and help each other. And that's what I really love about the community. And Rachel is definitely one of those authors that does that and thinks about everybody else and wants us all to do well. So she was coming to the event with my tablecloth, and I was going to the event with something for Rachel. So one of the opportunities that she did find out for us was this charity that was looking to do lots that were going to be auctioned. And these lots were to raise money for, I'll find the name of the charity and pop it up on the screen. It was a charity that was for young people that are going into their first home. So like teenagers that maybe are coming out of care and going into their first home. So it was a really good cause. And as they were young adults, what would be better than to have a young adult book bundle giveaway as one of the lots? I mean, it's just like, that is just such a brilliant idea. So I was one of the authors that put my book forward to be included in the lot. So I also included obviously a bookmark, because everyone wants the exclusive bookmark to go with the book. I mean, that just always feels really good when you know you've got the official bookmark for the book you're reading. I did that. And then also I threw in one of my exclusive book magnets, the ones that I told you I can't sell, but I can give away. So I thought that that would make it just a little bit more special than just a regular bookmark for the winner of that bundle. So that was something that I did for her. So I was waiting for the details to be able to send it to her, but she hadn't received those details in time. So I just decided to give it to her at the event. The other thing we had to do was to write a message to the winner. So I did write a little message. So I especially went and designed this postcard for the winner. So it has one of the AI images I created on the postcard and on the front to promote the book. And then I wrote the message on the other side. But the weird thing was, because it was a postcard and I didn't have an address for this person, I didn't know what to put on the other side. So I kind of tried to put something like a little encouraging quote on the other side. But I don't know, I wasn't feeling very inspired on the day. I felt a bit overwhelmed and pressured about what can I write. So I can't remember what I wrote, but then there was a space where you could put a stamp, but obviously I didn't have a stamp to put, and I didn't have any stickers or anything like that. So I decided to draw a fish fin with waters splashing up. It wasn't my best piece of artwork either. So they were the two bits that on reflection that I would probably work on improving if I ever was to do something like that again. So definitely need to get better at doing drawing. And maybe I need to think up a little notebook of inspirational quotes or something that I could include in things in future, so that I don't feel so pressure coming up with something. But anyway, I packed that in my bag to give to Rachel when I saw her, so that she would have that ready to put together with a bundle once she gets the person's address details, so it all can go. And I wasn't the only author that decided to do that caught up with Rachel at the event to give her the stuff for the charity. So when I met Rachel at Herts Book Festival, she had a code for people that wanted to sample her book. So it's a free book, and I'm sure she does it at almost every event. So it's a free book, so you can see what her writing's like. And the first one is called Making Trouble. So when I first met her at Herts, I got I think it was on the back of a bookmark. So I took it with me, downloaded the book, and I've never read a book so fast. Her writing is just really fast paced. It's really engaging. There's no fluff. It's first person in the present tense. It was really, really intense, and I loved it. It's based on a dystopian world where the government I don't know how to explain it without giving it away. So the government have taken control. It just was when I read it, it's I straight away knew that it was London in the current day, but it was warped, because they go to the airport to see someone and there's just police, army soldiers everywhere. And so you can straight away realize there's something not right. And I was I liked the fact that I was quick to the point what this story was about. And that's one of the things I loved. So So the next time that I saw Rachel, I had to buy the rest of the books. So she usually has a deal on the first 3 in the series. So that's what I got. I think there is 7 in total in the series. Let me have a look on the back. The back says it's got pictures up to 5, but I've got a feeling there's 7, but it might be 5. So it's the Battleground series. So this one is book 1. So obviously you've got the prequel, which is Making Trouble, and then you've got book 1 of the Battleground series. Then you got book 2 of the Battleground series. This one's Battleground, this one's called False Flag. And this is book 3 of the Battleground series, and this one is called Darkest Hour. So I haven't read them yet. I know that when I do get around to reading, I'm going to love them. I've been doing a lot of ARC and beta reading, which has taken me away from reading the books that I would want to read. Not that the ARC or beta reads are books I wouldn't want to read, because I now am very strict on what I sign up to, and I try to make sure I always sign up to things that I know I'm going to love. Okay. There was another author's book that I packed because last year I had already got their book. I forgot to take it with me, so I didn't get it signed, and then I was a little bit gutted with myself that I hadn't got my book signed. So I thought I won't make that mistake again this year, and I definitely packed this author's book. So this is my copy of Sorceress of Truth. It's a YA fantasy romance that is set in the UK. You can pause to read the blurb if you want. And I took this with me to Herts Book Festival because I knew the author was going to be there, and I wanted to get my copy signed. So there we go. And I do love this book because I also love the story is amazing, but there's also this lovely formatting. So you've got these different, this is a demon chapter, and then the other ones are the Tory ones, like this is the Tory chapter, and then you've also got these little feathers on the page numbers, and there's like, let me see if I can find you one of the story breaks within the story. So there's one, oh, there's Blick so fast. Let me just go back a little bit. So there it is, and that's an important symbol within the story. Now I want to move on to the day before the festival, so the Friday, and what happened then. Okay, so first thing in the morning, I was running around, obviously getting ready for work, getting my children ready for school, and getting all my stuff into the back of the car. Now, this particular Friday was a little bit more than a normal Friday. So first I had to get my daughter to Breakfast Club. I also made sure that for work I planned to wear something that was comfy because I knew I was going to later on have a long drive, so I wanted something that was comfy to wear. So I wore my stretchy black work trousers and a smart t-shirt because I just knew that would be more comfy for driving and I would look smart for work, which is so, you know, ideal. So the next thing after I dropped her off at Breakfast Club, my eldest was going for a tour of our local high school. So I took him to the local high school. We did the tour. I then had to get him back to school so he could still go to school, and I'd get myself to work. So that was quite a busy day. My employer was very nice and still allowed me to have a lunch, which I was very thankful for. Otherwise it would have been a long day with no food. And a long drive, so I was very thankful that they were so kind to allow me to still do that. So at the end of the day, as soon as I finished work, I jumped straight in my car and I drove straight from work all the way to the hotel. I managed to check in just in time before I was supposed to go and meet my friend who was also staying at the same hotel so that we could have dinner together. My friend was like I think she said it was a 4-hour drive for her, so she hadn't been at work or anything that day, so she dropped her daughter off at school and had then drove up there. So she'd got there before me, even though she had a longer drive because she'd set off a lot sooner than me as well. So we met up, I went and found her at the bar. She was already having a few cocktails, so I joined her and also had some cocktails. We also had a proper meal because we thought that would be you know, a good way to make sure that we were ready for the day ahead tomorrow. We didn't stay up too late. We did have Baileys to finish our meal at the end, which instead of a pudding or a starter, which was very nice. Or did we have? No, we didn't have starters. We did and ah over the menu for a long time. Like, should we have the starter, should we have a pudding? But we decided to just go for dinner, and then we had Baileys for afters. And then we went back to our rooms and got ready to wake up the next day. So I think that is all for the Friday and preparing for the book festival. So the next part is to move on to day one of the Herts Book Festival, which was on Saturday.